All right, today's video is something very special. So I made this video to announce that I have been sponsored by Canadian Bowhurt. This channel is being sponsored by them. Canadian Bowhurt is a company out of Canada that specializes in making weapons for Bowhurt, for armored combat, hence the name. And they make all different types of weapons. I already have a couple of theirs, and I reached out to them for sponsorship. One, because I really liked working with them in the past, and I like the experience of buying through them. I like the experience of having a vendor that is in North America where I'm located. So if you're in the US or Canada, Mexico, I mean, it's great to have makers that are around us that are making things, not shipping everything from Europe. But if you're in Europe, they'll ship that way too, and I would still recommend them because their equipment is so great. So let's talk about what the sponsorship is going to mean for me, what it means for you as our viewers, and kind of why I chose them. So we'll start with the why. A couple years ago, I had a falchion I really liked. I don't even know the maker. It was one that I had. It was the first weapon I actually ever bought when I started the sport. I'd modified the length and to make it fit me and all this other stuff. And it got snapped in half during a fight. I mean, all weapons eventually break. All equipment does break over time. We are bashing each other pretty hard. And I broke that falchion, and I was very disappointed because I loved everything about it, and I couldn't find the one that had that same kind of weight and balance point to me. So I reached out to Canadian Bowhurt because I'd heard a couple good things, and I had them make this for me, make this falchion. Now, this may look like a lot of other falchions, but it's not. It has a balance point specific to where I wanted it. So I wanted it up kind of a little farther up than it. I didn't want it as tip heavy. I wanted to add this little bump. It's also shorter than a lot of falchions. I like fighting with a shorter falchion in melees. And it really was about making it match exactly what I wanted it. You can see a little sticker on here from Spain. I used this in Spain at the World Championships. So this is my everyday fighting falchion, which I've used it for a couple years. I loved it, and it was made exactly the way I wanted it. I literally sent him pictures of the broken one. We talked weights, measurements, point of balance, everything, and it is literally the most perfect falchion for me and what I want. So that started the relationship with why I like them so much. On top of that, I also did buy the flamberge to them. People may have seen that video where I reviewed this from them. I love this weapon because it is just ridiculous and fun. This is definitively a show weapon. It is not for competitive fighting and melee, but it's awesome for things like Renaissance fair fights or just kind of show fights where you're just doing dumb stuff. I love the flamberge because it looks scarier than it is. It doesn't hit that hard. It's just a giant longsword. So you can fight for fun matches and like not beat each other up. But again, a unique weapon that most people aren't making, and really just like the fact that Canadian Bowhurt is creating some unique stuff and willing to put themselves out there. So that was another one I bought for them. So those are my first two weapons. When I was thinking about where I wanted to go with this channel and why I'd want a sponsorship, I was thinking more along the lines of how can I get something that is in the same vein as I am, which is a smaller channel that specializes in the sport, and that I can then connect with someone else who I've done business with and I trust. And I reached out to them, they're great. And so what they're going to be doing is they're going to be sending me weapons to demo and test. So, and some of these weapons are going to be specifically raffled off to my viewers. So that's really what the relationship's going to be. I'm going to be getting, some generic quote-unquote weapons for you. I think the first thing we'll be sending me is a longsword. And then after that, we might get some creative new stuff. And we're going to demo it, test it, review it, and then most of the time just give it away. And there'll be different stipulations for how you do that. You've got to like the video and got to leave a comment, maybe share it. We'll figure all that out as we go. So that's going to be kind of what I'm getting out of it, and what you're getting as a viewer through my channel is the opportunity to see and play with some new weapons from me, demo them, use them, and then also raffle them off to my followers and fans so that you all have an opportunity to win them, which is pretty awesome. The other thing that you're getting is a 10% discount. So if you go to the link down below for Canadian Bowhurt, it's in the description, and you go to their website, and if you go and before ordering, let them know that you came through Woodchuck Night, they'll give you a 10% discount on your order. I think that's pretty fantastic. Anytime we can save money on this sport is awesome. And like I said, I highly recommend their equipment, or I wouldn't be doing it, right? So this is going to be a great partnership going forward. Expect to see little ads in between videos talking about it going forward. As I get weapons from them, I think that the first one's going to be a couple months out. Again, they're a small maker, and what I don't want to do is interrupt their actual supply line for people who've ordered things and want it. You're much more important than me reviewing it. But once I get it, we're going to get a few weapons a year, do some reviews on them, give them away, demo them off. The first one, actually the longsword, that one I'm probably going to be keeping because I recently broke my longsword in a fight and I'm waiting on one. So I was talking to him and he said, hey, why don't I give you that longsword first? I said, that's fantastic. So I'm still going to give a review, demo, why shorts, and what I like about it, what I don't. I'm always going to be honest because it doesn't benefit anyone if I don't talk about the strengths and the weaknesses of anything. You go back to this Flamberge. So like I said, I really love this thing. There aren't a lot of people out there making these, so there hasn't been a lot of experience in the market for it as far as refining it. You can see it's a very tall weapon, giant handle. I would say that I actually think it's pretty well balanced for what it is. It's got a good balance to the back and the weight of it, and it's relatively stiff. I have seen some that are more whippy, and I think that they're a little harder to use. But like I said, I'll tell you right off the bat, I love this thing. Is this a weapon you should probably buy when you're starting fighting or even, experienced fighter? Not necessarily. You buy this because you think it's cool, right? It's not perfect. The balance isn't perfect. It's not going to be as effective as a high-end dueling longsword because it is a little bit rougher on the edges, but it's designed that way. This is a showpiece to use and to bash on your friends during Renaissance fights or things like that. It's got the cool blade and everything else. So like I said, I'll be honest, I'll give you the things I like about it, things I would improve, but most of all, it gives an opportunity to give things away to all of you, get you all a discount, and help get a little more recognition of this channel, I hope, in the community, and help to grow it so more people learn about it, more people find the sport, and we go from there. Again, if you have questions, always comment. You want to reach out to me, I'll help you find your local team in your area if I can. I am the Woodchuck Knight. We are sponsored now by Canadian Bowhurt. Like, subscribe, follow, check out the links below, and have a great day.